Oh, hey, everybody. Look at us live. Little roster rescue with Garrett in the background this time. It's me and Jagger taking the leads here. We're riding the horses in the battle.
Yeah.
Yeah. Little R&R, little roster rescue here on a Monday afternoon as we enter week 8. You know, I'm sure a lot of people got a lot of questions. Got through a week where we didn't have a lot of injuries. One major one with obviously the Cam Scattaboo news. All Cam Scattaboo shareholders are completely devastated. But there's always work to be done. You know, as we get through the big bye week here. Week 8 was a lot of people call it the Bye-Mageddon, which was a huge hurdle to get through, but we are inching closer to the playoffs. So a lot of people are probably sitting here now, am I, 4-4? Am I 5-3? Am I 3-4? Like, can I still make the playoffs? Do I need to blow it up? What moves do I need to make? I'm excited to dive in, Jagger, and to kind of see how we can help the Nerd Herd inch closer to their number one goal, which is what? The championship.
To win. Yeah. And this is like a major decision time where you're really, really desperate, or you're really, really trying to rebuild, like you're desperate in multiple ways. So this is like the trade week, I feel like.
Yeah, I think this is really where it starts to escalate right here. Like the value starts to pivot. The owners that didn't want to buy, which is fair, right? Like, you want to make sure you still have a chance to win it all. You don't want to spend. I just had an owner in the Nerd Herd League, the original Nerd Herd League, shout out. He gave up 2 firsts on Saturday night for Cam Scattaboo and Woody Marks, and this happens. It's a weird thing to do when you want to buy to go all in, and then all of a sudden the person you buy is no longer going to contribute to your roster. It hurts, man. It's part of the game, and from the opposite side, when you sell a player for that, and you get out right before the floor falls out, you're like, oh man, I just made it. It's like I'm one of those weird people that have weird thoughts, like like when somebody slides under the door and they just make it, but the guy behind them didn't, and you're like, oh, that guy probably had a family. Somebody's got to make it. So Garrett, what are we looking here? I know we got some. I don't know how many roster rescues we have today, but
so we're gonna do nukes only for the show. Partly because Pete is the extraordinaire wizard behind the scenes. I am, it's kind of like trying to write with your left hand. I can do it. It's capable, but it's not as smooth. It's not as natural for me. So we're going to do nukes only the show. So we're going to be starting off with a nuke here from Douglas. And let me see if I get all this correct. We'll move this here. We're going to add. Okay, we added you guys. So far, so good there. Now let me share my screen.
This is like watching your dad log into his Hotmail account.
This is 100% what it's like.
Don't worry. I'm going to give you that discount code.
I got it, guys. We're there. We got it. So this is Douglas's roster here. And this is a 12-team league, just one quarterback, no tight end premium or anything like that. Starting 9. And really what he's trying to figure out is overall, he's trying to figure out if he is a fake contender or if he's in between or where he's actually at. So just kind of needing some overall love on what to do with this team.
Is there a way to make that a little bit bigger? I'm not Superman. My eyes aren't is what they used to be, I suppose.
Yeah, I forget on this pod I actually have to use my glasses. Sorry, guys. I'm like,
let me see. I know you can make it full screen on your end. Let me see. I'll try to figure out on my end how to zoom in.
No, you're good though.
Okay, I can see it way better now. Okay, so we're in a 1 QB league at quarterback. He's got Jaden Daniels, Trevor Lawrence, and Daniel Jones. So he's hunky dory
really
there.
Good.
Yeah, Daniel Jones right now is currently the 9th overall fantasy scorer in PPR league. So even without Jaden Daniels, he's piling through. Running back Jonathan Taylor right now, number 1 running back, followed up with Jahmyr Gibbs. Tyjae Spears is really kind of starting to take a step in the right direction, right? We saw this week him being equal to Tony Pollard. Garrett and I were talking earlier in Jagger about how we could see Tyjae Spears kind of overtaken, becoming that Rico Dowdle to Chuba Hubbard in Tennessee. At receiver, George, Ladd, Pittman, another really big game here. Jaden Higgins and DJ Moore. So pretty solid there. Travis Hunter, which I think we can kind of all expect Travis Hunter coming out of this bye to take a step forward in that receiving game, kind of really thrown back by, Brian Thomas could be had. Probably just hearsay. Can we scroll down and see the tight end room?
Yes, we can.
And then he's got Kyle Pitts, Evan Ingram, Terrence Ferguson. Not a whole lot. He does have his, I can't read that far. It's 20. Does he have no picks? I can't see.
He basically has no picks.
First, 27 fourth, and 28 fourth. So
Hope
not
you
a lot.
win. Yeah.
So he is all in with this roster. I mean, with no Drake London, Kyle Pitts was, I think he saw that he had the biggest target share coming in here. So he wants to know if he can win. So Garrett, can we just look at the contender mode? Yeah, here we go. So he is 5th in contender mode. And who's the number one team? Like, let's see. It all it comes down to, it's easy to look at a roster and be like, yeah, this is a good roster, but like, who are you competing against? Like, what do you got to beat? So Chase, Jet, that's the number one team. Beatable.
Yeah. I was about to say, I was like,
Yeah, beatable. Number
Number
2, just go
two.
look down the dress.
eh.
Rude. That is unbelievably rude.
The receiver's pretty stacked. That's what'll get you is you got 3 guys who could break a week.
Yeah,
And Jake Ferguson. That's the real contender.
that's a real, that's a real number one.
Uh,
That is a real number one. Okay. So, I mean, the question here is because unfortunately, look, no draft picks. You are at a crossroads of, do I continue on, or do I blow it up and get max value? And I don't know about you, Jagger, but look at this roster. Like, I feel comfortable, very comfortable riding this into the playoffs. Just like the other team had the receiving core that could take the blow the top off. Having Jameer Gibbs and Jonathan Taylor gives you that edge over your league where you can win a game single-handedly just with your 2 running backs. And same thing, you don't have the tier grade A receiving core, but man, do you have one that in a single week going along with that could give you massive weeks at any time as well with that core. I think it's a really solid core. Obviously, your tight end is your biggest weakness, but there's not really anything. You don't have any draft capital or any lateral moves to make to upgrade it. Like, you're riding with Kyle Pitts and Evan Ingram.
Yeah, and like I'm assuming this is PPR. Like Kyle Pitts is perfectly fine. Like now at this point, like I feel like some people still have last year's taste in their mouth. He's still been a viable tight end, and I want to take it a step further. I feel comfortable with this roster riding into the postseason as well, where I don't feel desperate to blow it up. The only player I would circle would be DJ Moore, but like right now you don't want to give up DJ Moore because you're trying to compete. So this off season, that's the only thing that I would look to do is like, can I turn DJ Moore into picks? Can I turn maybe Michael Pittman into some picks? Other than that, this is you're competitive as anybody,
Exactly. As a borderline contender, would you guys consider maybe trying to consolidate the wide receivers a little bit and maybe, use 2 to upgrade 1 to a little higher level?
I was going to suggest that until I saw the other rosters.
Yeah, and I would say no because I need that all those wide receivers, like Jaden Higgins just had a solid game, right? I'm hoping is like Jaden Higgins put another game together, and I'm trying to get another running back on my roster is what I'm trying to do. He's got 2 elite guys in Gibbs and Taylor and Spears in the background, but like I want to keep the receiver in my back pocket just in case like I need a running back at some point, because that's the only way you're going to be able to make the move. Like you don't have the draft capital to make moves. You don't have the depth. 1 QB, it's to be much harder to move a quarterback. And what quarterback are you moving? Nobody wants Trevor Lawrence in a 1 QB league, so you're not going to move there. And what sucks is like if you lose one of your running backs, like you're done. Like if Gibbs or Taylor goes down, like there goes your championship hopes for the most part. But you have that depth at receiver and just enough where like another pop off week here and there, you might be able to get like a veteran running back to give you a little bit depth if needed. So DJ Moore right now, the return of what you're going to get draft capital 1 QB, it's not going to be much, maybe 2 seconds. Somebody give you for DJ Moore in their league. If that, his value is so depressed right now. I think his value will really come when he moves off the Bears, which is most likely probably be this off season. So for me, like Jagger said, like I feel comfortable riding this in the postseason and going for it. There's not really much you can do because it'd be addition by subtraction. You need that wide receiver depth for where you have it because it's good, but not good enough to shallow it down. Like you would hope Travis Hunter steps up to put in your lineup, but that's it. Like, you need him long term. Like, you can't even think about moving him and do a Travis Hunter and DJ Moore to upgrade really high, because you need that depth, having no draft capital for the next couple of years.
Yeah,
Like,
I was about to say that's your having Travis Hunter is why you feel okay about not having draft capital, because you have that youth ready to step up. Now I'll ask you, Rich, would you turn DJ Moore into like a Woody Marks in a second to get some more running back depth or something like that?
I don't think you could. I really don't. I mean, again, it's hard speaking in the void, saying things are fact, but I can only speak on from what I see and what I study. And I think it'd be really hard to move DJ Moore for Woody Marks and a second. Obviously, Woody Marks.
I wouldn't do that.
No, neither would I. And that's the thing. That's why I always start right. Step one. Like, obviously, I'm more in tune probably than the average player. Well, definitely not Mike, but like, Woody Marks just came off a big week, right? Same thing. It's kind of trying to trade for RJ Harvey. Like, what a bad time to do it. Maybe like 2 weeks ago, Woody Marks. I think you'd be lucky to get DJ Moore in the draft pick would be like a third over a guy like DJ Moore. Now, let's start there in the first part. Yeah, like with Woody Marks as a whole, is would I do DJ Moore for Woody Marks on this team? I would be pretty open to that, right? DJ Moore going to go into year 29 next year. This is a player they used 2 draft picks on in Woody Marks. He has a clear path to be the guy there in Houston. We don't know if Joe Mixon will ever play again. So that's a risky move I'd be willing to take, because I think on a points per game basis, I don't think they're going to be too far off with DJ Moore and Woody Marks. At least gives you upside at running back. And I think that and I would say this, on a spike week or 2 weeks in a row, Woody Marks would give you a better chance to get back in the first round than, say, a DJ Moore. DJ Moore can have 3 spikes weeks in a row. It's not really going to change his value in the dynasty community too much. Where Woody Marks, like, all of a sudden you're like, hey, I used him this year. I want to get back in the 27 draft class. He's doing well. You might be able to make that happen with Woody Marks. DJ Moore is not going to make it happen. So the upside there does kind of intrigue me. But again, we're picking one name out of the void that we think is a good market. He has to be available in this league.
Exactly.
Well.
That's like, you actually said it 100% how I game. Like, I actually start the opposite. Like, what would I do? I would go and try to buy Woody Marks. And like, that's the first player I would look for. And that's why I pulled that out of the hat. And I would ask for Woody Marks in a second, hoping they would counter for a player for player deal. Because that's the way that I do deals, is like hoping I'll get a counter, or if they reject it, I'm like, hey, well, if I take the second off, would you give me Woody Marks or something? Or I'm looking for that type of running back, not specifically like what could help me right now with depth.
Well, Woody Marks might be a little late to get, but what about a Brashard Smith on this roster?
Or I would need that second to come back or something like, or J.K. Dobbins straight across. That's a rental for a rental. Yeah. I would do that.
That was the first move I saw. Like, Brashard Smith, like, you're taking so much gamble on dumping DJ Moore. I'd like to see him again. Now, listen, that whole conversation could change after tonight on Monday Night Football. But as of today, I'd need more back. I'd feel way more comfortable getting a 26-year-old J.K. Dobbins, who's going to be a free agent after this year, and either he goes sign somewhere else because he's looked good in 2 different offenses, LA and Denver, or we were talking about earlier, he resigns in Denver, and you have a nice flex play starter there. So J.K. Dobbins is a nice lateral move. But again, those are moves to say, what interest does a team have that is in the bottom of the league in DJ Moore? You know what I mean? Like, they don't have, like, how much interest do they even want on that? Because my response would be like, hey, dude, I'm not saying that's not a fair offer, and offering DJ Moore for J.K. Dobbins, but like, at this point, I'm just looking for draft capital. And then don't be the owner goes like this. Well, dude, you could trade DJ Moore for like draft picks. It's like, what? Why are you asking me?
Why don't you do that?
Why are you asking me to do your job, bro? Like, nothing's worse when you're going to use car salesman when you're trying to make a trade. Like, well, you could do this and you could do that, and hey, this makes it easier for you to get that high 27 first. It's like, dude, like, come on. I know what I'm doing over here. Like, you don't need to sell me on anything.
All right. Does that wrap things up for you guys? You guys got any other thoughts of this roster for Douglas?
Well, and I appreciate the roster rescue submittance of this, and kind of ask you stand, and you're like, well, what moves can you make? And sometimes, we've said this before in the show, Garrett, like, sometimes you get rosters and like, this is it. Like, either it's a bed you made, or like your roster's fit. You don't need to really make a lot of moves. And we don't want to just say something to say something. Like you said, I think the the big thing here is like if you can move DJ Moore for some running back depth, that'd be fine. But it might even be a move where like even a person who's trying to make the playoffs as well, and they have a lot of running back depth. Like right now, when we look at this roster, like who has the most running back depth? Like the team 3 has got a lot of running backs. They're thin at receiver. They're a little thinner at receiver. So say they have an injury. Yeah, they're like an injury away where you might be able to get, who do they have? They don't have anybody to give, I guess, at running back. It sucks if you had that first because Henderson might be like, oh, here's DJ Moore and Trevian in my first for Trevian Henderson. That might be a deal that possibly can get done, right? Because they get a little bit of receiving depth, but you don't have your first. And unfortunately, when you're contending, your best asset is going to be your first round pick. It's a late first round pick, so it's not as valuable. And you don't have a lot to give up because now it takes you back out of contending, right? Like to give a receiver to get a running back room is going to weaken your receiver room. So without your first round pick, it's hard to find a path for you to make a move. Definitely with that team to make your team better. Right now, your best move is just standing pat and riding out and hoping you catch some heat. Your running backs give you the opportunity in your receiving room, and everything else is nice. Like Jagger said, Kyle Pitts right now averaging over 11 points per game. Solid. Can't ask for more than that.
All right. Well, thank you, Douglas. Appreciate it. We're going to move on to our I don't know where the nuke sound effect is. So whoop, whoop, whoop. I don't know where it is. That's probably
you got to do that every time, just like that. You got to do it.
I can live without the nuke sound effect. It kills me sometimes when Peter Blasher through my ears.
All right. Next one we have here. This is we have Ryan, and his league is the Unmentionable. So we've got a first place team here, but it's close between these top 2 teams. And I'll read over some of the trades that he's potentially looking at. But for you guys in a 1 QB league where we're starting 10 guys, how do you go about these ones where I'm clearly a contender, but I want to make sure that I have everything I need to compete? So Rich, go ahead and take it away.
Yeah, so at quarterback, we have Josh Allen, Caleb Williams, Studley. Running back, Jahmyr Gibbs, Quinshon Judkins. We haven't heard anything about the shoulder injury yet. Alvin Kamara is a 0. Trevian Henderson looked good this week, but still not getting the carries we want. Vidal has been fantastic in his opportunity there in LA so far, but we don't know how soon until Mario Hampton comes back. He's got Algier, Benson, Spears, Rashard Smith. A lot of upside guys, but no clear-cut championship caliber player. Receiver, crushing. JSN, Jefferson, Lamb, Odunze, Brian Thomas, Jameson Williams in his back pocket. Some upside guys for down the road. Jaden Reed on IR, Torrey Horn, L.A.K.O. Manor. And then at tight end, Gadsden, Warren, Hawkinson, Fannin. Dude, you're the tight end whisperer down there in your league.
Look at his picks.
Oh, wow. 26 first, 26 first, 27 first. Okay. Yeah, this is a move where like obviously, Jagger, I don't know what you think right out the gate. Like, we need to do something about this running back room. And boy, do we have all the perfect assets to do that. We have draft capital, extra receivers, and tight ends. Like, this is why I love drafting tight ends, right? You had guys like Gadsden and Fannin because those are the perfect like sprinkles on top to a trade to get a deal done. Because everybody needs tight end help for the most part. And when you have a guy to move, and definitely you have a guy like Warren behind you, everybody's available after that. You have the cherry on top to get deals done where like, I don't really want to give this really good player, but he's giving me this back, and I'm getting Gadsden and I'm getting or Harold Fannin. Like I can't make this deal. I can't. That's the one that really pushes you to the edge. So, and they're young assets too. So like the receiving room's young, the tight ends are young, draft picks really, get us excited for these rebuild teams. Garrett, what's the worst 26 first we have in contender mode? What's it look like?
Our worst ones, so we have Olave Garden and Bijan Mustard. Bijan is the worst team right now. They're in last place at 3-11.
Sucker.
So you're in a great spot there. Olave Garden is in 7th place. They are 5-9 right now.
Okay, so that's the pick we're trying to move. And remember, this is a 10-man league, so a lot of sexy rosters should be out there. But let's look at team 2 because this is very top heavy, which is what I would expect. So we have Hurts, Goff, Fields, Bijan Jacobs. He's got Hampton, Mark Sodi, okay, Puka, Chase, Emeka, Rice, Ladd. Oh yeah, our team's better than his team, but team's still good. nonetheless.
It's a very good team. Yeah.
They don't have a 2026 first. Do you think no, they wouldn't sell Hampton. I was like, could you get Hampton off of them?
No, that's our
They
number one.
probably don't want to help you at all.
Yeah,
they probably
they
know
wouldn't-
you're the team to beat.
Yeah.
So Brees Hall.
I would try to buy Brees Hall with that first right now if I could. Like that's the
Now,
move I
this
would
is
make.
the team that's in last place, so you have their first for what it's worth.
But you're not going to give it to him. You're going to give him
Not
this
just for
one.
Brees, not
Yeah.
just for Brees, but
Yeah.
You float something out there.
2026 first. It's going to be most likely the 1-1. The only people I'm even interested in here are Amon-Ra St. Brown and Brees Hall. But with our receiving core, I mean, okay, we want Amon-Ra St. Brown. Nobody does. But so what I'm thinking here is I wonder if a first, a second, and Brian Thomas could somehow give us I'm trying to find a way to I would have no problem giving him Brian Thomas back. Calm down, Peter. We're gonna talk all the trash we want. Calm down. I have no problem giving him I like to offer him youth of the Brian Thomas, right? Even though that the trade talks and what he's done kind of suppresses value a little bit. I don't want to give him his first back, but I don't have a problem doing that. I feel like giving him his first back, it's give me Brees Hall, Amon-Ra St. Brown, and our fifth receiver. And but here's the thing: I would throw in a tight end. He needs tight end help too. But I'd throw in Harold Fannin, who's looked fantastic.
TJ Hawkinson, maybe if people still believe in him.
Yeah, too old for him though. And we don't listen. And you don't want to give up a Harold Fannin, but to get an Amon-Ra St. Brown, first of all, Amon started on Rome's looked really good, but are we even? This is the thing. I don't even want to make a move receiver because who you obviously
you'd start him.
Yeah, you're going to start CD, Justin Jefferson, and Jackson Smith and Jigba.
Because right now they're starting 4 running backs, but realistically, it was probably because of bye weeks and stuff. That was probably the only reason.
Actually, you're right. So you would start Amon-Ra St. Brown. But we have I don't mind. I don't think that would get it done. One first for, but here's the thing, Jagger. Right? What about that mid to late first and Harold Fannin for Brees Hall? Again, that's that cherry on top that kind of gets it done. Not tight end premium, PPR league, 10-man league, easy to replenish our tight end room. We don't even need it. We got Warren and Gadsden, so it doesn't really affect us in the least bit. That's one move I'd offer. Do you think you feel comfortable?
Yeah, I was about to say that's what I would do. And I'm trying to think a couple of moves ahead. You want to move that late first, because if you have the 1-on-1, you can trade back, baby. You don't need probably whatever QB is going to be at the top there. So we're turning that into some extra gravy later. So that's exactly what I would do. I would try to get Brees Hall with that first and whatever the gravy is, like you said, especially for a team like that. Harold Fannin would be a good one. With what is their tight ends again? Because they have 3 solid tight ends to give up. Aronde Gadsden might be on the table just so I could get depth in. I would. You would need something maybe extra in the back, but if he's willing to deal, you have all the chips you need to get Brees Hall. I would just hang on to that early first because you can turn that early first into more later.
Yeah, definitely come draft day, for sure. But the owner came back, hey, I want Gadsden over Fannin. I have no problem doing it either. You know what I mean? It wouldn't be a deal breaker for me. Fannin's looks so damn good. I have no qualms about doing that, and I would just roll with Tyler Warren because you're starting Tyler Warren over all of them anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, that was the other one, Tyler Warren. Yeah, so yeah,
so that starts there. Okay, here we go. I want Devon Achane on my roster. I want him. Who's his tight ends? Where's the help he needs? So he can use Here's a situation where in Dynasty sometimes you have to knock somebody's socks off to win. Right? When you have the depth you have, it's no problem. I would offer this guy, and this is gonna sound like a massive overpay, and I don't even care. I would offer this guy Brian Thomas that first, and even then offer him Hawkinson. I'd probably not offer one of those young tight ends, but if I had to, I would for Devon Achane.
It's a lot.
Yeah, but you have when you want Achane, you want a player of that caliber, you have to offer a lot. Like you
You're
can't
offering the mid first, not the early one, right?
Yeah, the mid first. But you have to.
Okay.
You have to when you're contending, you have to be okay with slightly overpaying if you're able to afford it, right? And this team is really able to afford it because you're getting a true difference maker to your team at that point. With
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. I guess I'm just such a low baller, and this team really needs BTJ. That would get it done.
Yeah, and I think
right.
offering that mid first is what gets it done. I don't even think you have to offer the tight end. I think offering that first, which is already like a mid first as is. So he thinks he's going to pick 1-4, 1-5 and Brian Thomas. Like you want to present offers to people like in situations like this where you can, where like it's an offer they can't refuse. Like, and sometimes like you want to catch an owner off guard where like he snap accepts it because he doesn't want you to like change your mind or something on those lines, right? Like snap accept, like, oh, Brian Thomas at a first, like I can't pass it up. And then like you're thinking long term, like, well, is Brian Thomas going to be the guy there? He's really stepped back, and it is a mid first in a weaker class and non super flex. Like, is that okay? Like, I just gave up the 3rd overall score and running back, and he's not too far behind those studs of Christian McCaffrey and Jonathan Taylor. Like, did I just mess up there? Like, and at a point, like I'm okay losing that trade because I almost mafiosoed and cemented shoes my feet to the championship. Like I'm sinking all the way to the top. I know that sounds completely opposite, but I'm sinking to the ship. Was cement shoes. Like put HN on our roster and we are golden. Like we are golden, and we can afford to lose Brian Thomas at that point because we don't necessarily. Again, you don't want to lose those kind of players, but with how young we are and how talented we are at receiver, we could totally afford to do that. And then when Junkins comes back, now our running back core is Achane, Junkins, and Gibbs. Our receiving core is Justin Jefferson, CeeDee Lamb, Ronald Odunze, and Jackson Smith and Jigba. Like, and we still keep our tight end room intact for down the road. There's a chance that somebody really needs tight end help. We have so many draft picks as well, including in 2027. We'll be able to replenish our young receivers and let them develop with those draft picks. We'll have the number 1 overall pick in 26, probably there, and we have 227 firsts. So I have no problem whatsoever giving Brian Thomas and that mid first for a guy like Devon Achane. And that's a massive upgrade over even like a guy like Breece Hall, who I love.
Mm-hmm. And especially when you spell out the embarrassment of riches, I'm a little bit, I'm willing to open up the pocketbook. But what I'm learning is like, I like to be a counterable low baller, if that makes sense. Like I'm going to win this deal, but I give you easy room to where you can counter me, or I can send another offer if I get the auto reject. So that makes sense though, especially again, he can also trade a running back later. Like Trevion Henderson, he only had 1 fumble. That's like that. He's already way less than what Ramondre Stevenson has, and he had 77 yards on top of that. So that could be something later, or you can just hang on to him.
It makes our teams, definitely how many flex options you have, so much stronger. And I understand your position. I think you have talked about that on our show a lot, Jagger, where like I think sometimes in today's dynasty, and it's always forever, like every owner wants to come out and feel like they won the trade, right? Like the low ball offer. Everybody wants to win the trades, and I get it. Like, and I feel like I always preach like you have to be willing to lose in the public perceived eyes. You have to be willing to lose a trade in dynasty. And I'm not talking about like getting bent over a massive like lopsided deal, but like our goal is to win championships. So like definitely when you're dealing with teams that are like trying to rebuild, right? Like they need as many assets as they can. They don't want to cut themselves short and cut off their nose to spite their face. So you have to be willing to what might slightly lose a trade to win. And doesn't even necessarily mean you lose a trade, right? Like you make an offer and that person twists their ankle and it's facing the wrong way the next day. And then, it's all of a sudden it's a massive win. So for me, like when you're in contention, like you can't sit there and worry about making fair trades. Like you got to worry about like what puts me in the best position to win a championship. And a Devon Achane, there is no universe if Devon Achane's healthy where you trade for him, where you like massively lost the trade, right? Like you have an elite dynasty asset there. So is it a slight overpay? Possibly. Yeah. But I don't think that's in my eyes, that's not losing a trade, right? Like it's a win-win situation. You're giving the upside to the team and definitely wins draft picks as well. Like, cause you just don't know what that draft pick's going to turn into like at all. It could be Cam Ward. It could be what Trevion Henderson's giving you this year. It could be Caleb Johnson, for all you know. It could be a lot of different assets that you think coming away from it that you just had this massive win, but when it comes into season, you're not there. And I talk about this all the time when it comes to draft picks, Jagger. Like, it's easy to, and we'll see as we do more rookie stuff together. I don't ever look at rookie classes as like, it's real easy to rank rookies against rookies, right? Like, oh, this is the wide receiver 1 this class. This is the wide receiver 2. I look at them as like, where do they fit in the overall rankings, right? Like, we're like, we have a lot of good young quarterbacks. We have a lot of good young wide receivers. We just had a really good influx of talented young running backs, some good young tight ends. Like, where do they fit overall? And when we're trying to build a championship roster, we're trying to have some of those top guys, not top rookies, top overall players. And that's exactly what a guy like Devon Achane is. And those are the kind of players that I'm trying to acquire on my roster, as many of those as possible, because that's going to solidify my chance to win, or at least give me the best odds. So, and again, we're sitting here talking, doesn't mean that owner would give us Devon Achane for that first.
Yeah, because he could think is like, this is the my anchor to my roster, which is fair,
But I mean,
what about a Saquon or a Kyron if an Achane deal doesn't work out?
For what, Brian Thomason at first?
Just in general, like
Kyron,
I don't assets you would go after.
Kyron, no. Saquon, yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I could live with that. Like, again, it comes with those deals.
I think you could do BTJ straight up, probably. I don't think.
I think you could easily do. Definitely would say. I mean, outside this big week this week, Saquon's giving you okay numbers. Like, I think you could do BTJ straight up as well. You're probably got about a 3-year window left on Saquon, right around there, where the BTJ window could be anywhere from 1 year to 7 years. In that time frame. So that's not quick to make on that one.
Yeah, I was supposed to say I'm getting worse. Like, I know this is worse. I'm not suggesting better. Where are we at on Derrick Henry? Of like getting something like that.
Oh, what am I like on our Jameson Williams?
Yeah, that's what I was like. I was just like, I mean, it's technically depth with upside. I just don't know where. I don't know what's going on with Lamar. That's whole. No one's talking about how weird that is right now.
Well, rumor, like even Schefter put out, he'll be back. Like, we're getting 3 quarterbacks back next week. It's going to be Lamar, JJ McCarthy, and Kyler Murray. So all expected to return this week, which should help that offense. I think Derrick Henry. That's the thing. Like, on our roster, definitely if Quinshawn's back, like, we'll take him, but like, do you feel comfortable starting Derrick Henry over any of our 4 receivers?
That's what I'm saying. It's purely depth. Derrick Henry would be depth that if something happened to my top end, I have someone who's in a good offense that I could throw in. That's not something it's not Devon Achane. I'm just giving homie some other options, and I am 100% getting grosser.
I know that I tend to be like the highest on this guy, but what would you guys be willing to pay in general for a Javonte?
A second.
Ooh.
In a 10-man league with our roster, if I really need a running back help, again, we're not desperate at this point either for running back. I just want to add depth. You know what I mean? Like, if I had to give that mid first, I'd be okay. But that's not a move I'm pulling the trigger to until the trade deadline, or like he's got
the only move you can make, kind of thing.
That's and I need to make the move because again, I'm comfortable. Like, our roster's fine. I like our roster build because we can go get a Devon Achane. Like, I'm looking at Devon Achane. I'm looking at Jonathan Taylor. Like, those are the guys I want. Anything else to me doesn't really, like, the Derrick Henrys doesn't interest me. Javonte Williams
might be possible. They're 8-6, but they're like a clear, kind of not in the top tier. So
yeah,
it might be possible. But with all their other running backs, I bet he would be very hesitant to do it.
Yeah, he's in fourth. Like, he's in fourth place. Yeah, he's not making that move. Like, you're talking. I think the clearest path here is Breece Hall and Devon Achane. I'm going Devon Achane first. And again, if that guy's like, dude, I need a little bit more. If I had to, Brian Thomas the first and like Harold Fannin to get it done, like for Achane, again, I have no problem doing it. Because like, then I feel like I'm in this window to like compete for a long time. And again, we can afford it. We can easily afford it with how many draft picks we have behind us. Like, so easily afford it. And again, that's my number one goal of acquiring depth in the first place. Like I said, you want the elite assets, and you have so many already. Like, that's what you want. You want to put that. You want the team when you put your starting lineup out there and you tweet it out. People go like, "Dude, how'd you do that? Like, how'd you build that team? Like, what's going on there?" And that's how you do it with depth. You got to put yourself in the position to get those players that you have to overpay for. And Achane's in that class, and that's what we're doing.
Nice. So we gave homie a lot of options. You got to shop at the BMW, or you could come over to like grandpa's lot over here.
All right, let's go to our next one here. We have Robert. This is not a nuke, so you do not get the amazing sound effect. But we have Robert's league here. This is a super flex league. So we've done 2 1 QB leagues. This is a super flex league, not tight end premium though. So just a regular old super flex league. Looking at this team, we have 9 starters for this one, 12 teams. So Rich,
what's our record?
Currently our record is 6-8.
Yeah.
How?
9th place.
Yeah. So at quarterback, Michael Penix, Justin Fields, Mac Jones, Jake Brown, and Tyrod Taylor. Absolute dog mess. It's like
not good.
You're a soiled diaper there. Running back, Bucky Irvin, Travis Etienne, Brashard Smith, James Conner, Bigsby, Hill. Again, not a lot to write to home to your girl about. Wide receivers, Malik Neighbors, Garrett Wilson, Tat McMillan, Rashee Rice, Khalil Shakir, Alec Manor, and Tillman, Higgins Lane, and a tight end, Kraft, phenomenal. Draft pick wise, we have our 27 first. For some reason, this gets really blurry on me. Our 26 first. We have 226 first, which is good.
Yep, 226 and 227.
27. So perfect there. So to me, this is a clear cut move here. We are unloading assets to get more draft capital, keeping some of those young core receivers where we can. And I would like to keep Kraft in my back pocket as well. But, the number one thing I see here is I'm waiting for Bucky Irvin to come back and doing well. The moment he does, he's off my roster. And I'm also looking to move. I'm trying to capitalize. I'm hoping Rashee Rice has another good game tonight, and I'm moving Rashee Rice as well. Khalil Shakir, somebody who can go off my roster as well. I don't know how much you can get him. I think he'd be perfect if we can find a team that needs a lot of receiver help, so we can give him Rice and Shakir to get some more draft picks, because I do feel really good if we can keep Tat McMillan and Garrett Wilson as our core along with Tucker Kraft. But if we don't improve our quarterback room, which we need our draft picks to do, we are in big trouble, because we are going nowhere until that gets it done. And that even puts Tat McMillan and Garrett Wilson on the table if we had to for a quarterback. But we have to fix this problem. And right now it's probably going to be in the draft room unless we can find some value on the back end. Because right now the only guy we even have remotely of value is Michael Penix. And I don't know about you, Jagger. Are you feeling confident on your championship rebuild with Michael Penix as your anchor at quarterback?
0. I have 0 confidence. This is a roster that you can be a contender in one off season if everything breaks right for you. Like, I'm not saying we're going to sit here and do this in one thing, but you nailed it. Same strategy I would do. It is right now. I want to get a QB as soon as possible. If I can get Joe Burrow right now, that's the QB I would try to get, because then he can be your QB1 heading into next season. And then hopefully you're drafting a QB2 that may or may not hit with one of those picks that you have at that point. And then you're kind of figuring out running back later. That's where I'm kind of looking, like, who owns Joe Burrow right now? And what can I do to get him?
This team is in 11th place. So
damn, I don't know if
2 other quarterbacks.
What's their record?
So, they're in 11th place at 4-10.
Yeah, so they're.
You can try. They might not. I mean, they might. I mean,
it helps that they do have 2 starting quarterbacks since Daniel Jones elevated.
That doesn't hurt to throw Rashee Rice out there, because look, he needs receiver depth. If he's thinking about, does he have draft picks? Let's see if he has any draft picks on his team as well. Can we scroll down?
Has all his picks.
He does have his picks. I mean, that's a good start. Like Jagger, that's the first person I thought of, Joe Burrow. Obviously, if I could throw Rashee Rice at this team for Joe Burrow, just hoping, like, you never know how many people are frustrated with Joe Burrow that he's only available every other year. The fact that team has 2 quarterbacks, he can lose them. And you think Rashee Rice could be like a key piece to his rebuild, right, for this team. So he's like, oh man, I get Rashee Rice, I draft another receiver. Now all of a sudden I got Rashee Rice, Devontae Smith, and T. Higgins, and I bring a guy in. I got Saquon and Kenneth Walker. He might think that's a good deal for him as well. So that's a good start right there for Rashee Rice. Another team
Here's
going
a
back.
team that needs receivers badly, for what it's worth.
I'm going to be honest. I want to hold my receivers. I want to try to move Bucky. That's where I'm at. Like,
All right,
who is
see.
going to want Bucky? I think Bucky's overvalued too. So
This team is currently they're 7-7 and they're in 5th place with Quinshawn, Dobbins, and Rico as their top 3 backs.
but they need their QBs, unfortunately. Womp womp.
They
But
might
I'm
not
okay.
have
I don't need a QB back moving Bucky. I'm okay getting draft capital as well.
Really? Yeah.
It's gonna be hard to move a Bucky for a quarterback.
to a
in my-
contender.
Yeah, definitely to a contender. It's gonna be like we would have to throw in more than Bucky. Is any of our first that we're getting back later by chance too? Like, can we look there?
No, so it's our own. We have all of our own, and then we have Factory of Sadness, who's currently in 4th place at 9-5.
At 9-5. So if we had to include his first for like a quarterback in a deal, like that wouldn't be end of the world either. If we got something back,
That's actually the deal. I would like. Can I take Bucky in a first and make it a quarterback? Is what
Yeah,
I would.
and that's where I'm interested as well. I actually more interested in the bottom team down there too. That JJ McCarthy. Again, I'm gambling on a guy whose values at the lowest it could possibly be right now.
Mhm.
Now he only has 2 quarterbacks, so doesn't really move the need. Well,
And one of them's Cam Ward. Like,
yeah, so he's not overly eager to move him as well. So you're right. I think the best move here is to be Bucky in a first. Rashee Rice. I think those are number 1 assets on there. What's about that number 1 team? They can use receiver help. It looks like, Garrett. So they got Rome, Pickens, Olave, and Terry. Oh, they can use H.N. Woody, Mark, Drake, May. God, no other quarterback.
They have all their own picks, but obviously those will likely be very late.
Yeah, so he can use Rice. He just can't afford him. Like he can't give us what he want.
This team might want Bucky. They have James Cook and Javonte Williams, but then Pollard and Harvey are their 3rd and 4th. So they might want to shore up that 3rd running back spot. And they have 3 quarterbacks.
Yeah, Brock Purdy.
Arnold and Purdy there.
Are you buying Brock Purdy?
I'm buying Brock Purdy. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, he's missed some time, but again, every time Brock Purdy's on the field, like he's a QB1 in fantasy.
Yeah, like Mac Jones just makes me think that Mac Jones might get a Daniel Jones type deal next season. It doesn't make me think that he's going to take Purdy's job.
Oh, there's no way he's taking Purdy. Purdy just signed that massive extension. Purdy's
Exactly.
It's Purdy's job. Like that's not a question. That's not a debate to be had. It's no difference when Nick Mullins looks good in Minnesota, or anybody else in Minnesota. They step in. Josh Dobbs for a little bit looks good. Like we don't have to worry about them coming in and being the guy.
Well, I'm online, dog, and I see it's like, well, Mac Jones should be the guy. I'm like, come on, like guys, that's not how money works. You got to tell some people out there.
Yeah, I've been online too, and people tell me I French kissed a unicorn. That never happened either. So. It's yeah, I mean with him having Sam Darnold in his back pocket, like I think Purdy's but again, what are we offering for Purdy here? That's the thing. He can use Bucky Irvin. Who's our other he could use a little bit of receiver help? Like what's our team?
Here's our team. You could throw Justin Fields back in there to give him a 3rd QB.
First attempt. But Brock, you're right. Just because I think one thing, Mac Jones out there, like, ooh, Mac Jones does look kind of good. Could we offer him Justin Fields and Bucky Irvin for Brock Purdy? Like, that's the kind of thing like you throw at somebody. I'm like, dude, I would never accept this. But you like all of a sudden it gets accepted. You're like, oh, dude, look at this.
That's a classic Jag offer. You're like, this is an ass trade, but maybe I can start somewhere.
Dude, the right kind of glasses can see that pretty clearly, right?
Yeah.
Like all right, like that's. That elite, and you know what? That's like you said, Jagger. That's the offer. That's an offer he's threw out there. It's not disrespectful to the point where like it can't counter if he doesn't love it. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Like, yeah.
And the counter might be like, "Hey, dude, I need your second back too." I'm like, okay,
that's it. You're like, oh, you got me, dog.
You're the response is, dude, I hate to do this. It's going to be 2-1 or 2-2. But I guess, dude, I need a quarterback that badly. I'm willing to lose a trade. And then you're throwing confetti in the air behind the scenes. on that
like
one.
Justin Fields is a mirage. You know?
And this is a good week to sell them after they just, won their first game.
And I know this sounds even like, dude, I honestly, if he countered with like, dude, I can't do Brock, but I'll give you Sam Darnold for Bucky,
no.
I might be able to live with that.
Yeah, I would I borderline prefer. I'm not and here's the reason why. It's not about talent. It's that the Seahawks need Darnold to keep throwing, and they will need him to keep throwing. Whereas, the 49ers have those games where they'll just hand it to the running back 40 times a game. So I don't know. They're right there. Same for me.
Yeah. I mean, Sam Darnold just had his bye. So he didn't even play this week, and he's still the 40th overall scorer in fantasy football. Yeah. So, he just signed that deal extension. He looks good enough where he's not going anywhere. So he's insulated. Now, again, he could have that 1 year wonder and the wheels fall off. But again, with our team structure, we don't care. Here's the beauty about this too. When you take chances with teams like this, if somehow you miss on the deal, it doesn't matter because you're really bad already. Like it sucks, but like you're not going any farther back. You're still gonna have the 1-1 to get it right and keep going back. And we want to get these points off our roster. Now, bring a quarterback, obviously that brings points onto our roster. But I think Brock Purdy is a great target there. Outside the other deal we said there. Again, Rice is like, this is a good league too, Garrett. Like to pull the Garrett Price maneuver. Like, hey guys, I'm selling Rashee Rice. Like, who wants him? Right? Like, and where people start to feel like they got to compete against other like imaginary friends, and they're sending you offers that might be overpays. Sometimes like offers that you would feel like insulting to make get pushed in your inbox when you make a player available, and they get reactionary real quick. Like, hey guys, I'm really just trying to reset here. I'm looking to take the best offer for Rashee Rice. And
yeah, you can start an auction, baby. Start an auction.
We need to have a special Dynasty Nerds method where it's like It's Always Sunny, where you have the dentist method. We all have our methods of trade, like, and we just explain what they do. Garrett's like does the auction. I'm the low baller. Rich comes in hot, like, hurry up and take my money.
I love it.
It's about coming in hot too, like when you're a contender. Like again, when I'm trying to rebuild and like I want to squeeze as much possible juice.
That's
off.
true.
And like I'll say, I'm like, dude, you're the like, because you got to remember, like I always tell people, like you're offering me draft pick. Like I'm taking all the chance. Like I'm giving you Rashee Rice. Like you're offering me draft picks, yes, but like I'm taking all chance here. That could be nothing. Like I always
the lottery. You're taking the lottery ticket instead of the money.
Yeah. And again, I have to replace Rashee Rice. So I need more than that anyway. Otherwise, I'd rather just keep a guy like Rashee Rice, who's 25, 26 years old, who I can hold on my roster for a while. Like I need as many shots in the dark as possible for me to try and look good.
Here is another middle of the road team.
Okay.
They're currently 6-8. They're ranked 8th. They currently have 4 starting quarterbacks. So that's another deal that could possibly get done.
Yeah, but which the ones we want are the ones he won't offer us that fit our build.
Goff is still interesting to me in any build. I get it that he's older, but like 32-year-old quarterback, I still expect him to be playing at 35, 36.
Yeah, I would take any of those quarterbacks besides Tua. I don't want Tua.
Yeah, so I mean, he's not dealing with Dart or he's not dealing with Knicks. Let's be realistic. So, but, I mean, listen,
not with that attitude.
Yeah, you're right. So he needs everything. He needs a running back. He needs a receiver. Like I wouldn't mind offering him.
The only thing he doesn't need is tight end. He's really solid there.
Yeah. I mean, I would offer him. Yeah. I'm just saying, like, how do we blow this? Like, could we again, he doesn't want to make this move.
Could you give him and Rice and get a first back from him?
Or can we offer him Bucky Irvin and Rashee Rice for Jackson Dart?
Yeah, okay.
That might get done though.
100%, dude. 100% that might get done. 100% that could possibly get done. Because again, when you got players that you never want to give up, you have to make them go, oh man. Like, right? Like I've had those deals where I'm like, dude, I don't want to I'm not trading, let's say, like Quinshon Judkins, right? He's a Brown and he's sweet. Like that's the last player I want to give up on is like a Cleveland Brown that's really good and young. But like all of a sudden you're like, hey, I'll give you this. You're like, oh man, like you're making me. And this, like the fact that he does have Goff, Nix, and Tua, he needs Bucky and he needs Rashee Rice. Like that's an offer like he might not refuse. And you're doing what could some be perceived as like a slight overpay. Like, oh, a little reaction after Jackson Dart's only played 8 games where you give up Rashee Rice, who's looked really great, who I think is again slightly overvalued in the dynasty space, and you're giving up a running back, which I have no problem doing. And then what that does is that saves us one of our high firsts because now we're not as worried about picking a quarterback. Now we can take Fernando Mendoza. We'd have Michael Penix, Fernando Mendoza, and Jackson Dart, and now we start our rebuild because our corner is set, like our cornerstone set. We're good at tight end. We're good at receiver for 2 spots, or at least 1 spot, or Ted McMillan and Garrett Wilson. Now we just got to focus on another receiver and another running back. And if Michael Penix turns into anything, and he's probably insulated enough, we're like, now we can flip Michael Penix down the road if, say, Mendoza hits, if we need to, for future help. And Justin Fields is always like a crapshoot, like wild card to be able to trade for like something like a second round pick at some point throughout the week. So that's honestly, that's my number 1 offer. I'm going in first. Bucky Irvin, Rashee Rice for Jackson Dart and Hope. And you know what? I might be bullish enough to ask for a 27-second back just because I'm a selfish son of a bitch. So I might pull the Jagger move there. I'm like, just to see, like, hey, dude, like, give me that. Can I get a 27-second too? Like, I'm offering you Bucky and Rashee Rice, bro. Come on.
Yeah.
Plus Cam Scatterbo. That's his left leg. What's he going to stand on?
Yeah. I mean, that's why I said, man, not with that attitude. Cause like, I mean, that's a deal that I think, like you said, you have to consider that if you want to win, that is a winning move. And you like, some might think of it as an overpay, but being set at quarterback feels so good in Dynasty. You don't want to feel weird about quarterback. Running back is one thing. Having at least a solid QB that's young, producing without his wide receiver 1 right now, I think that's worth the overpay.
Yeah, and without the quarterbacks in Superflex, it's just no matter how the rest of your roster looks, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. You don't have the upside.
And that's the thing too. I think there's a very high likelihood that Jackson Dart gets another receiver added next year in the draft. So he's not just getting his wide receiver 1 back, he's adding a wide receiver 2 back, a Carnell Tate or a Jordan Tyson or a somebody to this group that is all of a sudden going to make it like, dang, Jackson Dart has weapons.
Or Wan'Dale Robinson disrespect. I can't believe this.
Yeah, but you would love to see.
He's a great 3. He's a great 3.
Exactly, a great 3. Like if you had him there, like all of a sudden, say they like traded for T. Higgins, they gave up. Say the Giants finished with like pick 1-8, right, somewhere around there, and they gave up 2-8 for T. Higgins. They absorbed the contract as well. Like just making stuff out there. I mean, that's what we do. We live in fantasy land. So now obviously you have Malik Neighbors, T. Higgins, and Wan'Dale Robinson to go with Cam Scatterbo and Tyrone Tracy for Jackson Dart. Like you're so much more excited. And it's and the big thing is like sometimes like you want to make offers like they can't refuse, but they can't do it because they don't have the depth. Having Bo Nix, Tua Tagovailoa, and Jared Goff allows him to do that. Does he want to give up Jackson Dart? No.
Connor says if he was that team, he would probably make that move if he was on the other side. So definitely a deal that could get done.
I think it could too. I think it can too. I really do. And I'm okay with it.
And I think you could get a second back. I mean, how high Rice people are on Rice, and there's Bucky's got his truthers for sure.
Definitely after tonight. And again, kind of goes back to that like Devon Achane thing I said earlier. Like, even if Bucky Irvin's really good when he comes back, and he's good for 2 more years, and Rice is a wide receiver 1 for 3 more years. If Jackson Dart's good, you still don't lose the trade. You don't lose the trade. Like, you don't lose a trade when you get a cornerstone piece like that. When you get a first or second round startup player, like it's hard to lose those trades because you have such a good core piece. So in the long run, you're going to be happy. Like even like say it's 7 years from now and Jackson Dart's still a QB1. You're like, oh dude, remember like 7 years ago when I gave up Bucky Irvin and Rashee Rice? Like, oh, I remember Bucky Irvin. I forgot about it.
I remember.
All right. Well, let's get to what I think is going to be our last one today, fellas. This is Brett. Brett comes to us with a 10-team league, and it's a 1 QB, starting 9. And he said, I thought I was a contender, but now I am 1-6. I need some guidance. Look, it happens sometimes. It happens.
And now I see how it happened is like you got Hurts, who was bad, and Nix, who was bad until it's too late. CeeDee Lamb got hurt. Malik Neighbors got hurt. Jalen Waddle is a Dolphin. Womp womp. Oof. Saquon got to go. Let's just say that. Kenneth Walker got to go. Chase Brown probably got to go.
Yeah, I mean Chase Brown after these last 2 weeks is
This is the time.
Yeah, perfect sell candidate right here. Debo hopefully comes back this week. You could possibly sell. Bijan, you're holding. Kenneth Walker, I'm holding. Saquon can go definitely after this week. And yeah, I'm kind of gonna.
So you guys are looking at like a soft rebuild?
Yes.
Yeah, soft rebuild because I have the receiving core going in next year, but we need another receiver too. Like that, I mean, I would love to be able to find like a way to add a depressed value young receiver. Whether it be,
I was about to say Brian Thomas Jr. Where you at, buddy? Like I'm trying
Brian
to go.
Thomas, somehow Malik Neighbors, if it was possible. We have Malik Neighbors, right?
Yes.
Okay, so we're good there. Yeah, Brian Thomas would be great for like
Saquon. Like we talked about this earlier. If you can move Saquon for BTJ,
yeah.
if that's in the realm of possibilities.
Jalen Hurts could be moved if somebody wanted him in a 1 QB league easily. Definitely having Bo Nix behind him. Like they're Jalen Hurts and Bo Nix aren't too far off of value quarterbacks for me, playing style and overall. Definitely in 1 QB. So can we start at the top? Like who needs Saquon, Garrett? Let's start up there, first of all.
This team could actually use it. They've got a lot of running backs, but not many that are actually performing today.
I'm going to try to get Hampton. They're probably going to reject. This is actually the team. I would try to get Trevion Henderson plus with Saquon if I could. I would try to get Omari and Hampton if I could. This is a guy you can make a deal with, I think, to get one of his running backs to get what he thinks is an upgrade.
Yeah, I think this is a perfect combined Chase Brown and Saquon team because then you can get Trevion and the draft capital that we want, and not even worry about the receiver. Like I think so. This guy needs running back help, right, Garrett?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And he's got extra first to give as well. He's got 2 firsts in 2026. And the one's kind of a middle of the road team, currently 4th out of 10 teams.
Okay. I would, because this is 1 QB, right? Middle of the road team. I would have no problem offering. I would offer him Saquon and Chase Brown, get them both off my roster, and ask. I'd want. Who do you want to ask for, Jagger? Trevion or Hampton?
Hampton first. I'm working my way down. Yeah,
I think so too.
Because like it just Hampton's getting the usage. Trevion had 1 game where he did fumble in that game, but the Patriots are just a weird team. You know, I'm a fan. I
think Henderson's gonna be fine. I really do, but I'm with you. Like I gotta explain that we were doing a show last week when the redraft and why like Hampton for me was still higher. Like somebody took Quinshawn over Amar and Hampton. I just couldn't do it because of the way he's used on that roster and his opportunity definitely in the passing game. For me, yeah, I think offering if I can get a first and Hampton for Saquon and Jamar Chase or Chase Brown, like that'd be ideal. I know that's like really hoping for the best.
I mean, like I said, you can work your way down from that deal. Like to me, there's a lot of options there that could get done. So
yeah, it looks like according to our trade calculator, we'd have to give a little more on top for Saquon and Chase Brown to get Hampton and a first.
How much? Kenneth Walker, is that what it's suggesting?
It's saying Kenneth. You could look at like a Hawkinson potentially. I don't think he needs tight end though.
No. That's why I think the easier path would be Trevion Henderson.
Mm-hmm.
And
that might work straight up right now. Let's see. Although our tool's going to be higher on Trevion than other people probably will because we like have him higher in our dynasty mode because that's our dynasty rankings. But this is almost a perfect trade.
Here's my thought process, right? Like Chase Brown riding the sell hot of the last 2 weeks. Like if you were offering Trevion straight up for Saquon, you'd be like, oh, I just need a little bit more But then if you're offering Chase Brown for a first, the person getting Chase Brown, like, oh, I just need a little bit more. So like we're meeting each little bit more in the middle here. And you're taking a gamble. Like, again, you're taking all the risk, but when you're in rebuild, that's what you do. You take risk. I have no problem taking a 26 first, which I like. If I got a 26 first for Chase Brown, like I'd be ecstatic in a rebuild mode. And flipping Trevion for Barkley, again, risky, but that's a risk I want to make. A running back that I believed in fully, who's 6 years younger or 5 years younger than a Saquon Barkley, and willing to take that risk. And then that would give us Bijan, Trevion, Kenneth Walker. Our receiving core is still fine. We got some work to do there. And our what's our draft capital at that point then, Garrett?
So right now we don't have anything significant as far as first go. We don't have our first or in 26 or 27. So we're looking at second round
our
picks.
First.
Yeah, we don't have our first.
Wait, who has those? Let's start there. Let's flip on.
Yeah, that was a gross oversight on my part, I guess. I didn't see.
Let's reset the tables here. Sorry.
No, it's all good. So we are, let's see, losing Hurts. Our 26 first is on the 9th place team.
Son of a bitch.
Getting it back is going to be tough.
That's fine. I'm more interested in
our 27 first.
It's a clear example. Somebody went all in, traded the draft capital, and all fell around. Fell apart with injuries behind him. Been there, done that. We talked about it. I was able to do the complete blow up though of my 22-year-old dynasty team. I shredded down. I got a whole bunch of draft capital. I was lucked out. Finally,
our 27 first is with the third place team, so that one could be acquirable.
And he needs.
They have Judkins. Is he acquirable? They got good wide receivers.
Could use it. So his tight ends are okay.
So he has his first and our first, right?
Mm-hmm.
And 27. Yep.
I would see after that big week if I can get what if we want both those first, right? What are we giving on top of Saquon, or do we start there by just offering him Saquon because he could use Saquon.
Would you do Saquon for Quinshon straight up?
Oh yes. Yeah.
I wouldn't do that if I was a Quinshon guy. I would be like, yeah, dude, that would be a great deal in 2015. It's like
that's where I'm at least starting. I'm starting the conversation of like, how far apart are we here? And just see how much more it would take to get it done. But for a team that's in third place and Quinshon being hurt,
that's the thing. That the shoulder injury is the one that might be able to get it done, and the fact that Quinshon's not really involved in the passing game. Could again, that's not like a far off deal. Like that's for a contender, getting the upside of Saquon's not terrible. Yeah, I would start there. But boy, do I want those two first, especially my own 27 first. That changes a lot, man, because we have no incentive to lose this year at all.
Correct.
At all. And our team, and this is like the kind of team like you can stick it to the guy who had our first because we're saying that we only have one loss. We only have one win right now. I'm like, yeah, I'm on the 1-1. But now your team's all starting to get healthy and you're going to start stacking up some wins here a little bit too. You're like, suck it, buddy. So like, I have no problem doing that as well. But like, I really want to. We keep talking Saquon. The number one guy I want to offload my roster is Chase Brown. Like any kind of.
Actually, yeah, you're correct, and I think Chase Brown might have a little bit more value with some people because he's young. So a lot of people really believe in him. So
who's that number 2 team, Garrett, that needs running back help? Like if we just like get back, because I don't think Chase Brown's going to hurt us long term either. Just get more draft capital.
Really only got 2 picks.
Yeah.
Does this guy have picks?
He does.
Hot dog.
All right. 27 first, Chase Brown.
Worth a shot.
Dude, take him. Please. Willing to lose. The fact we don't have 27 first. Like, I want a piece of that.
And maybe throw on, if it doesn't work, throw in Debo and Chase Brown for the first.
Debo, on this roster, Debo's kind of a zero value for me. If someone wants him, I'm willing to deal him. So
Yeah, he doesn't hold up anything. Like he's
Yes,
Exactly. So I think
he's
he's
a
the perfect throw in.
he's a flashing yellow light. Like I'm not even slowing down on that.
yeah, I was about to say, I actually forgot he was there. So thank you for that reminder, Garrett.
Yeah, I think so. I think with this roster, what we're talking here is if I can package Saquon and Chase Brown together and get like a really big haul back of like another young running back, a guy like Trevion Henderson, and some draft capital, that's going to benefit my team. Really trying to get my pick back first, definitely in 27 if I can. But if not, Chase Brown's my only number one asset. I got to move. Kenneth Walker's a hold for me because I think his value is going to increase definitely in this offseason, being a free agent. Garrett, we've talked about that a lot on our show. Bijan, I'm not moving Bijan. He definitely not having any of our picks. Like he's a cornerstone player. Not moving any of our receivers outside of Debo because we need them. And honestly, we need another receiver. And honestly, if I had to move Chase Brown, if I get say we can't get draft picks, like the number, like who's got all the receivers? Like that number one team's got a lot of receivers. What do their running backs look like? If I could just flip Chase Brown right now for a lateral move for a young receiver, I feel really good about that. Who's that number one team, Garrett?
Let's see right here. That was the one with all the running backs that aren't performing right now.
Like, if I can get like
Nico's acquirable right now.
100%, the first one that popped in my head.
Yeah.
Like here, hey, dude, Chase Brown for Nico straight up. This guy needs a running back.
Yeah.
Pretty
You
bad.
do the L. He's injury prone. Texans are very good right now.
Yeah. That's a start. I feel really comfortable doing it. He could easily afford to lose him, and he needs running back. And he might think Chase Brown again. It all depends on like how you value it. Because I value Chase Brown so much lower than everybody else. Like I'd be like, I would say no, but there's a lot of people that love Chase Brown. So, and they might be easily able to. That I'd start there just to get Nico on my roster over a guy like Chase Brown. Maybe I can get Zay Flowers plus for Chase Brown.
I know this is weird, but I'm also looking for like, what can I squeeze out of him? How do I get Tootin from him? like Tootin has a little throw in to see what happens next season. So.
Do we? Oh, he has Travis Etienne. That's gonna.
There's more value for him.
He's got all of them. He's got Bigsby and LeQuint too. He is.
What if we offered him? Saying that we said draft picks, would you be comfortable offering him Saquon and Chase Brown for Trevion Henderson and Nico?
Yeah. I like Nico Collins. He's just health is the only thing that's wrong with Nico Collins.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, that makes our we lose two running backs, but we still have Bijan and Kenneth Walker, and then we add Trevion and we add Nico. So
well,
even though we have our draft picks, it sets us up for better success to compete at least.
And this moves Jalen Waddle.
I haven't heard you guys talk about Quentin Johnston at all. Are you guys kind of just leaving him alone, or are you guys trying to sell?
This is, but you're actually segued into my next point. I would want to get another wide receiver that I feel better about to go with CeeDee Lamb, and I would try to move Waddle or Quentin Johnston after that.
We do have Neighbors too. He's just hurt.
Okay. I keep forgetting about people here. Still, I would even more so. I'd probably want to move Jalen Waddle or Quentin Johnston. They're more on the table for me than ever.
Well, I just anything for it. I don't think it's really. I think that he's shown his true colors. You've seen about 25% target share the first couple of weeks. Now that Gatson stepped up, he's closer to like the 13-14% target share. He's really come back down to like earth. He's like the Travis Etienne of receivers essentially. So I just don't think we'd get any return on Quentin Johnston. And Waddle, like, dude, honestly, Waddle's averaging 16 points per game since
Tyreek
went down. So like, here's why I don't mind, like, if we get the Henderson guys, I don't mind the Henderson and Nico deal for Saquon and Chase, is because then again, that gives us Bijan, Henderson's upside, Kenneth Walker, right? They're at receiver, a running back, and we have no draft capital. And then we have CeeDee Lamb, Jalen Waddle, and Nico. And then when Malik Neighbors comes back next year, at least if we don't have our 27 pick, at least we have a team that we could kind of put on the field and put into play that could compete as well. So we're kind of insulating ourselves a little bit too. We're getting out high on Chase Brown and kind of selling Saquon for fair value there and taking the upside of Trevion Henderson. And again, we're not really doing much this year anyways. We're just trying to make our pick is a little bit worse. At least we have the upside of Henderson, and we're kind of resetting that running back as well for youth. So I think that's a deal I'd like to start at. Again, doesn't mean it's going to get done, but I think it's a fair offer.
Yep.
All right. Well, I think that wraps things up. I was waiting to see if Jeremiah was going to get one in. It doesn't look like he beat the buzzer here, unfortunately. So Jeremiah, if you get one in though, we'll make sure to get it on the next show and get you a roster rescue. But other than that, I think that wraps things up for us, Rich.
All right. Week eight. It goes by so fast. All this work all year long. We're inching our way closer. And that being said, we still have a lot of time to go, right? Well, we got 6 more weeks to the playoffs start. So it's not like it's right around the corner. It's just we are inching that time where like it's more so like teams like this, right? That thought they were contenders and now they're like 1-6. You're like, oh, okay. Like there's just more buying and selling opportunity this time of year. And in Dynasty, you're always trying to find value. That's what you're trying to do. And right now it's a really good opportunity to do that where people are looking to, you know what, I'm just trying to get the best value possible I can for a player. And sometimes it's fair value. Sometimes it's a Jagger, it's undervalued, or sometimes it's overvalued. So it's this is like, again, we talk about that Dynasty wheel of trades, right, Garrett? Like This is like the best time, the best value overall you're going to get as a contender in those trades. So yeah, excited to see where we're going to be at next week. Hopefully everybody gets out healthy, and shout out to all the Cam Scatterby owners. I feel your pain.
All right. We'll see you.